3, 2, 1. What's up, YouTube? And today I'm going to be doing a college Q&A. I will be reflecting on my experience on my first semester, which was fall 24. I'll be answering some more questions that people ask me on Instagram, as well as some that, I feel like are general questions I would want to ask somebody going to college or whatever. You know what I mean? So let's get into it. The first question is, what college do I attend? I attend the University of Michigan. Go Blue, her as always. So question 2, what's my major? I am a pre-med psychology major, hoping to get a bachelor's of science instead of the bachelor's of art. So the first question I actually got from Instagram poll, do I like UMich / college overall? I say yes to both, I think. Just thinking of college in general so far, I feel like I like it a lot in the sense that it makes me feel more accountable. You succeed and know that how you went about it and you were in control of how that turned out. I feel like it makes me feel better about what I accomplished. UMich as a whole, just do I like UMich? I like it a lot. The people are cool. It's always something to do, or it's always somewhere to go. I don't know, I just feel like it's never a dull moment at UMich to me. It's just really, it's always something. It's just always something. Question 4, is college hard? My answer to that, I feel like, would be in what factors you're considering. I feel like if you're thinking of time managing or having a schedule to it, I feel like that's hard. At least it was for me. Getting used to making my own schedule, knowing what times I need to do other things, and just all these different factors that I didn't consider before. And just my biggest tip with that is make sure that you use Google Calendar or Notes or the Remind app, something. Do not try to remember everything in your head. So I feel like making a routine for yourself could be hard. In addition to that, doing things on your own just for the first time could be hard. The laundry thing, I know a lot of people struggle with that. I wasn't really worried about that because I have been doing my laundry before. But at one point my fridge was leaking, and it was because I didn't know you couldn't turn down the frost or something like that. So I had to learn how to do that. And then also I have to have a set time of doing things. Usually when I would do my laundry at home, it was just okay, I'll just throw it in whenever I can. But now it's I try to use a time where I know not everyone in my entire dorm will be doing their laundry. Learning how to do things on your own could be hard, but I would say overall college, I can't say is difficult because it was just certain aspects that were easier to me. Finding time to do things was a little bit easier for me because a lot of the clubs know that you're in class and know what's coming up in the school year. So it was unlike in high school where I sort of just had, let's just say I have a meeting every Tuesday, no matter what the season was or what was going on at the school, I still would have to go. But now it's around finals time, they try to do bigger events away from then or things like that. I feel something else that I feel was easy for me, getting involved. And I feel that's just because I'm such an outgoing person. But when I say it's easy to get involved, I mean it's easy for you to find something that you would like to get involved in. Some high schools, let's just say if you got a basketball team, some high schools don't even have a girls basketball team. You know what I mean? Or vice versa, volleyball. Some schools, I know a lot of schools don't have boys volleyball. But in college, I feel it's so much to do. It's easy to find something to get involved in. If you like watching birds, baby, they're gonna have a bird watching club. It's something for everyone. And I feel it makes it a lot easier instead of you feeling pressure to let's just say be in student government like you were in high school and you don't like speaking or sharing your opinion. But you got into student government just so you can get involved in something. Okay, so the next question, what's my favorite study spot? Baby, my favorite study spot is the Hatcher Graduate Library. I don't like the ugly. I hate the ugly. I'm so sorry. The ugly is ugly. When I'm studying, what I'm looking at, the work is already irritating me. So why would I want to be in a boring environment as well? Like, but I love Hatcher Gradle. It's just cute to me. It's pretty. It's quiet, and it looks academic. I could probably just walk in here and watch some YouTube videos and still feel like I'm in that mode. I'm locked in. Hatcher Gradle Library. That's my number. Okay, so what's my favorite daily activity? There's so many things that I do that's different every day. I rarely do things on a daily basis anymore, other than, you know, getting ready and junk. But my nap. I love me a good nap. I will plan my nap. I will make time out of my schedule for my naps. And everybody that really knows me knows, like, it's so bad. If it's getting around that time, they know, oh, Shire about to go take a nap. Because, baby, I'm tired. I want to lay down. I want to go to bed. Also, baby, I love a good debrief section. Like, that's usually, like, later in my night. But me, my homegirls in my dorm, we just get in. We go into the study room to study. No, honey, we just go in there and debrief about our day, about anything, really. What we ate. Do we want to go and get something from the dining hall? Do we want to play cards? But, like our, like, debriefing sections at the end of the day, they just hit. You know what I mean? Like, I love that. So, next question is, do I enjoy the large football games? No. I can't emphasize enough, child. And I bought that season pass. If you know, you know. So, like, I got tickets to every game. And I go. I'm not no dummy. I'm going to go. The Wi-Fi, terrible. It's so bad. Me and my home, we got a walkie-talkie. Like, baby, the phones do not work. You might as well have left the phone at home. Speaking of things you can leave at home, they don't let you have no bags, no nothing. And as a girl, that's very difficult because, baby, my purse, I need my purse. You can't bring a purse. I don't even think you can bring, like, a small coin purse. Like, I never risked doing that because it's so many people. It takes so long to get to the door, and they won't tell you to take off your purse until you get all the way up there, and then you have to go all the way around. It's just a whole bunch. So I don't even risk it and take no bag. Don't quote me on that. I know you just can't bring a regular size purse. Just on top of that, it's just people on people on people on people. Like, just people. You're in there like a can of sardines, and I pay for a seat. I want to sit down. They don't sit down at these games. They stand, woohoo, and stand the whole time. They don't sit down. They don't stop moving. It's just always too much. And, like, you try to sit down, now somebody butting your face because they want to stand up on a bleacher in front of you. Like, nobody got no time for that. So my general answer is no. Ooh, and don't even get me started on the food. Maybe the food, an arm, a leg, and another leg. Anything you buy, I promise, if it's not overly upcharged, no, it's overly upcharged. I can't think of one thing that is actually, like, reasonable. And I don't know, don't let you be fooled. If you ever go there and you're a guest, or even if you're a student and it's your first game, if they tell you, do you want that souvenir cup? It is not like Six Flags like I thought it was. You cannot refill that cup. It's just for you to have a souvenir cup, like, to take home. If you go back and say, like, can you give me another whatever in my souvenir cup, they'll make you pay for another souvenir cup. I got like 10 souvenir cups, and it's like, I wait till I can't wait any longer. But I get so parched, just give me the cup. Just give me the cup. Like, just give me the cup. And they only got spring water for free. Like, I hate spring water. Bottled water is like $7, $8. So no, I can't find anything I really like about it other than taking cute pictures saying I'm at a UMich football game. What I wish I knew before committing. Housing is not guaranteed. That's what I really wish I knew, but I didn't know. I hate uncertainty. I hate unexpected things. I feel like yes, general things, but some people are more well equipped for it. It really makes me sick. I'm going into something knowing it can have an unexpected outcome. And so knowing that, I don't feel like it's something that would have been like humongous to me, where it'd be like I would decommit, but I would have tried to well establish a plan better before committing. Like, when I committed, I always like, well, I could always just stay in a dorm for 4 years, push come to shove, you know what I mean? Like, now I know, like, that's not very reasonable. It's stressing me out, just a tiny bit. But I wish I knew that housing is not guaranteed after your first year. The first year is, but sophomore, junior, senior year is not. The next question is, do I wish I attended a HBCU? In the grand scheme, everyone that knows me know, I thought I was HBCU bound. Like, I never would have thought I went to a predominantly white institution, especially UMich, because I think it's like the largest, or it feels like it, because I want to say there's only 4% or 5% black people at UMich. But what I will say is, hearing back feedback from people like in my class that go to HBCUs, it's making me it makes me feel a lot better that I did go to a PWI, because like a lot of housing issues, not getting back to them quick enough. It's just certain things like that. And I don't really think I can attest that to the PWI, but I just feel like generally when I hear like HBCU admissions office or administrative offices, I always hear that they're like delayed getting back to you. Also, personally, I never really went out like before college, but now that I go to college, I go out a lot more, like just doing anything, you know, going out to eat, doing brunches, or just trying new things, like going to photo booths, like just things like that that I never did before. I don't think I would be as successful academically going to HBCU because UMich has things like they have events, but I feel like they do always center like our education. Like my finals week, I can't remember one really party that we had that week for real, or like one widespread like fun event around those times where they know like people are trying to get serious. But HBCUs, I hear like they have stuff like Mondays or Tuesdays, Wednesday nights. Like I don't think I'd be able to do that because at UMich, it's like, not saying you can go to everything, but honestly, I go to everything. Like that's why I keep my weekends free. 9 times out of 10, I don't miss anything. Like I can't think of an event that I wanted to go to that I did not go to. You get what I'm saying? And it didn't get in the way of my academics. But at HBCU, like if y'all having full-on parties 2, 3 in the morning, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night, like I cannot do that. Like I'll miss it because yeah, like you know what I mean? But you can only say you're not gonna go so many times. Like I feel like eventually you're just gonna be like, you know, let me see what it's talking about. I never had to do that at UMich because they just don't do things in the middle of the week. Like Friday night, Saturday night, that's really all you got. Park's gonna be lit, gonna be jumping. But like come Sunday night, they're not really throwing anything. And then the things that happen like Monday through Thursday, they're ending early and they really start after class. So it's like you go to class and if you still want something to do, you can go to that after class. I can't think really right now of an event that I missed because I had class or I was studying. And I still make a lot of time to do both. Like of course I'm gonna go to class because that's what I'm here for. But then I still have a lot of good time to study and not feel like I'm missing out on anything, like anything fun. So I feel like in that sense, I'm glad I did not go to HBCU. And that, you know, being around black people as a black person is always just gonna be like what I want, you know, because it's just like I feel more comfortable. At the same time, you find your community, like a lot of the people I talk to, like not that I only talk to black people, but it's like I do have my community where I can express my blackness and talk about being black at a PWI with other black people and see how their experiences can be the same or different from mine and learn from that and get advice from people who have done that. Just because we have so many things, like we have the Black Student Union. For psychology, I know we have BUPA, the Black Undergraduate Psychology Association. It's just so many things where like we have all these clubs that's for us, by us. Knowing I have that as an outlet when I need to helps me feel like I'm making my little black community at my PWI. In the general answer, do I wish I went to an HBCU? No. Okay, what has been my biggest challenge? This one was very a general question to me. I feel like maybe my biggest challenge was making a schedule, which I sort of went into earlier with like a routine, just because I'm really not a morning person. And my mommy, she still does so much for me. Like, I'm really blessed for that. But if I have a meeting and I tell her, I really still don't even need to set my alarm. I know she's gonna wake up before me and wake me up. I set my alarm now because, you know, I don't want to have to put that on her. But knowing that in the back of my mind, like she's gonna get me up or she's gonna help me when I'm home, going into school, and like my mommy, like even though she still called me, if I tell her I have something, she's still gonna call me and help me. It's just like, you know, like now she's not in here like tapping me on the shoulder like, Shari, go ahead, get up. So making a routine was difficult for me. In addition to that, making a reasonable routine, like I still be wanting to wake up in the middle of the afternoon, get up and then do all what I need to do in the day when I literally just slept the whole morning off. So making a reasonable routine is difficult for me, or was my biggest challenge. Next, how is dorm life? I rated dorm life a 6 out of 10 because sharing your room, I didn't realize how much I lacked privacy at school until I came back home. It was just like, oh my goodness, like I'm always around someone or some people. Like, so that was a big deduction. So that put that 10 potentially to a 9. Strike number 2, the bathrooms. Public restroom. That should say enough. Disgusting. 8 out of 10. Strike number 3, noise. Okay, like I have a younger brother. I'm used to, you know, hearing his little game, hearing his laugh, blah, 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 blah. That's one thing. But hearing Rack City Chick 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, when you coming in that BED, it just can't get done. All's thin as paper. I can't even talk comfortably in my room because I don't know if you listening in yours. You know what I'm saying? And there's the privacy thing go again, but it's just like you hear everything. So loud, noisy, just everything. Oh, deduction. 7 out of 10. My last deduction, knowing I'm living here with all these other people. When I get in at the end of the day, I'm still surrounded by people who, and I love talking. That's one thing. I really love talking. So I don't even really mean like, it's not bad most of the time. But you know, like when you just had a real long, hard day, you come into a building of hundreds of people, it's just like somebody's gonna grab you in conversation. Somebody's gonna yell and say, hey, how's this? Somebody's gonna stress you out about a test that you forgot that you had. People. Everywhere you turn, it's more people. And now to the good things. You're living in a dorm with all these people. It's easy to make connections. Girl, what you doing? You know, I'm brushing my teeth. Or whenever you're trying to go out, if you just like befriend the people who live around you, it's just easier because you already now know it's someone you can go out with and come back with. And then I also like the security of the dorm. It's security roaming the halls frequently. You need like your ID and stuff to get into the door. And next is, how is party life? I gave this an 8 out of 10. I feel like my first deduction for parties, I don't even know, congestion. Like, it's always packed. I don't think I've ever been to a party where I can genuinely say I was not packed. My second deduction is getting there. Not saying it's extremely difficult, but as a freshman, it's sometimes hard because, yeah, they're on campus, but it's like you still need to Uber there, you need to take the bus, you need to walk back, and it's just like, it's hard to get there if you genuinely don't have your own vehicle or means of transportation. I like how they run Fridays, Saturdays mostly, but then the 8 out of 10, baby, I have me a good time, like, and then in addition to that, somebody asked me, what is the best event of fall 24 that I can recall? This was hard because, baby, like I said, I had a ball. You know what? I'm going to have to take the first event, the very first event, the Black UMich block party. I met my homegirl there. We had a grand time. Like, honestly, me and that block party, we like this. Just because I like being able to see, like, all of the orgs that were there, getting to meet new people, because it was informative, making me interested in clubs that I could do on campus. But in addition, it was like fun. Like, I genuinely just had a good time seeing the dancers, seeing the models, which I'm in it now, y'all. I was geeked. I'm still geeking. Like, I'm glad about it. And seeing like all the Greek. Oh, the next question is, was it easier or harder to make friends in college, more specifically at UMich? Yes and no. It was easy to me, personally. I say it was easy just because I talk so much. I never had a problem making friends. But the reason I still think it was easy is because freshman year, everyone's looking to meet people. Like, everyone's here just like, we all know we struggling. We all know this is something brand new. It's just like everyone's trying to meet new people. The reason I still will say it's hard is because also, unlike high school and middle school and elementary school, no one is pushing you to go to those places and go to those events where you can make friends. Yeah, you have class, but baby, that's class. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like anyone you meet in class, unless y'all have like the same schedule, I don't really see that working because that's all you have. You only can talk about this class. You only can really do study groups. You know what I mean? It's just harder to make time to see those people. Let's just say, like, I like psychology. If I'm going to psychology events, I get to meet people who are also interested in those things. But the hard part is getting out there and going. It's not like the teacher is about to make me be in a group project and now I have to befriend y'all. It's harder if you're not used to getting involved, and it's harder if you're shy when it comes to expressing yourself. It's easy to find something in common, especially your first year. The next question is, why did I choose UMich and do I regret my decision? The biggest reason I chose UMich honestly was for the reputation. It's the University of Michigan. Second I say that, people who don't know me are going to get an idea of me. I feel like, yes, that's with anything, but it's just like specifically this school, like people are going to assume that I'm really smart just by saying that. Because I feel like the school system is really just on who has the best work ethic and who can remember what in that vicinity of time. if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So I don't feel like you have to necessarily be smart, but that's what people are going to attach to your name if you say, oh, I go to University of Michigan. They're going to be like, oh, so you're smart. And then in addition to that, it has a big reputation of like just being a popular, a very fun, a very innovative school. So it's just like when I say that, I feel like they look at me and be like, oh my goodness, like this is somebody who cares about what they're doing. Or they're like, so what's your career going to be? Like they know you're going to UMich for something big, to be the best. Like, I wanted to go to a school that I felt like could represent me, what I value. And I value my academics. I value my future career that I'm looking into. I value having goals that don't always seem attainable at first. By saying like, hey, I'm going to the University of Michigan, people can see that on me, that okay, so this is somebody who cares about their education, cares about being something great for the world. Do I regret my decision? Not always. Anytime I regret going to UMich is just from being away from home. I like the idea of like, okay, like I'm here, blah, 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 on my own, I guess. But like, baby, all that go out the window the second you get sick, the second you want some food, the second you need some comfort. Like, just being around your family is a big thing to me. So that's the only thing I regret about choosing UMich. So next is, what's the best dining hall? Y'all, this is not a good question to really ask me because I've only been to 3 dining halls. Mosher, Jordan, or Mojo, which is what everybody calls it. Markley. South. Out of those 3 that I've been to, I have to say it's Mojo. Just because I know where everything is. I don't feel overwhelmed being in Mojo. And it's like, some things are just expected. Like, I know, like, they're going to have some type of rice. I know they're going to have french fries. It's just, like, in the sense of options, I guess I can see why people would say Mojo isn't the best. But I like it because it's just small. It's a decent size. I can get something and go and not feel like I'm going through a maze. Yes, I'm shading South because South is just too confusing to me. It's too much ring around the rosy. It's too much, I can't find a seat. It's too many options for me. Like, I just don't like it. Markley, the only thing that's saving Markley because you can make your own burgers and pizza. Like, that's literally all they have. I don't like anything else. So, next, is registering for classes difficult? Baby, yes. I struggle. I don't know what it is. I have to make an advising appointment. Both times, I had to make that schedule over and over and over again. I literally just fixed my winter schedule that I start on the 8th yesterday. Backpacking it is easy, like genuinely getting them in there, but trying to wait your turn, trying to hope that somebody doesn't take your spot because they give you a time slot to choose. Like, after your first semester, they give you a day and a time that you can go in and take your classes. And I literally had the last day at the latest time. So my whole schedule was taken or full before I even got a chance to add any of that onto my actual schedule. The only thing I can say that's good about registering for classes is that it's easy to seek help. I have 2 more questions. Was it hard to adjust to UMich as an out-of-state student? No, because it makes me think like, will I fit in at this place even though I do not live here? I feel like I do because UMich, most of the people you're going to meet are from Michigan. But there's so many different people here. I feel like that makes me feel more comfortable. Not saying I forget that I'm an out-of-state student, but low-key, I really don't feel like I'm out of state in the sense of how people treat me and how I feel when I go to an event. It's not like if you're not from Michigan, they're not going to talk to you. If you're not from Michigan, you're not going to know what they're talking about. If you're not from Michigan, you're not going to have a good experience because you're not used to this, that, and the third. Like, no. I didn't feel like out of place, or it wasn't too hard for me to adjust to Michigan or UMich. And then my last question is, overall, how would I rate my first semester college? I honestly would give it an 8 out of 10 because I had a lot of fun. I met a lot of great people. I got involved. I always had something to do. My grades were immaculate. Classes were decent. Like, they weren't nothing to really write home about, but they weren't too difficult. They weren't too easy, but I also enjoyed them. And the 2 points I deducted, the fact that I'm away from home, that's always just going to be a deduction for me. 2, I wish I had planned what classes I had better. Now it's like sort of put me in like a little of a, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like a frantic panic, if you will. They went on to my major and whatnot. Other than that, Overall, I love UMich. I recommend anyone who's looking into going to college to look into UMich. But as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want any more questions answered, you can drop them in the comments. If I get a lot, I'll probably can make a part 2 to this video. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.